Hello, hello, hello. God bless you. Jamie, this is for you, brother, and really this is for anybody, but Brother Jamie's been doing a lot of work lately on the 2300 days, and he's got some really interesting charts. And I would really like to get into a discussion with you on these charts and stuff. I really would, but I don't disagree with your take on this. I just want to begin by saying that. And what I want to talk to you about isn't something that I'm like in disagreement about. I do want to present a thought though. And like what I consider, I think you see patterns and principles in scriptures just like I do. And I want to run a thought by you. So what I want to talk to you about is like the captivity, the captivity that the Babylonian captivity, the captivity that Jeremiah was warning the people about, and he warned them not to seek after the Egyptians for protection and not to resist Babylon or they would fall. And of course, we know they fell. But we know that Jeremiah foretold a 70-year captivity. And that's really interesting. Now, when we look at the 70-year captivity, the first thing that we see, I think you'd agree, brother, is that it is a 70-year captivity. And the second thing that we see is that in the book of Daniel, Daniel's telling us, I was reading the book of Jeremiah, and I saw that the 70-year captivity was about finished. We know Daniel was taken into captivity as a kid. And so here it is, 60-some years later, the captivity is nearing an end. And he's reading the book of Jeremiah. I find that so cool. And he sees the captivity is about to end, so he begins to repent for himself and for the nation of Israel. And as he's repenting, he's fasting. And along comes Gabriel. And we know the story about the angels holding him up and Michael protecting him and delivering him and stuff. But he goes on to expand on that 70-year captivity. And it's from there that we see a multiplication in the expansion. It's 77s now, 77s. So it's not just 70 years anymore. Now God is expanding the vision to 490 years. So I guess what I'm saying here is in the prophecies, I think that we see direct, immediate fulfillments of these prophecies. And then we see expanded versions of those prophecies. I think that's a fair thing to say. So what I want you to consider is the possibility that in the end time scenario, we're going to get certain fulfillments of these prophecies where it's actually true that it was like 1,290 days, 1,335 days, 2,300 days. I think that we should look for how that could apply. I think this is a sound principle, brother. And I think this may be the same kind of principle that the wise men, the Chaldeans, used when they were coming to see the Christ child born, bringing gold and frankincense and myrrh. I really do. I think this is a very valid principle. And so, what I'd like to do. Hello, Chris. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for dropping in, buddy. But what I'd like to do, I'd like to get together. It could be several of us. The more, the merrier. But we could talk about this principle of how these prophecies can be fulfilled in actual literal days and what it might be referring to, and try to place it in time in the tribulation period or Jacob's trouble or the 70th week, or, however we want to parse this. I know some of us make distinctions on these things, and that's cool. We can make a compromise on that as far as I'm concerned. I'm just wanting to explore this principle. I think it's a fascinating principle. So, like I'm saying, I don't disagree that there might be literal day for year thing going on here with these things. That's another fascinating discussion in and of itself. So I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying, let's consider the possibility that it also has this other literal fulfillment of days. And let's see if it can apply in some sensible biblical end time scenario wherein at least maybe most of us might agree it could possibly play out in ways that it could possibly be fulfilled in actual literal days. So if anybody's interested in this, I guess leave a note in comments or something, holler at me or bring it up in discussion, and we can talk about it anytime you like. So think about it, guys. Let me know what you think. I won't belabor this and make it a really long thing. Leave me your thoughts. Have a good evening. See you tomorrow, God willing. Bye-bye.